If I told you that your brain is working 24/7 to keep you poor, would you believe me? Here's the shocking truth. A Stanford University study revealed that 95% of people are unconsciously running what scientists call poverty programs in their minds. Let me share Sarah's story with you. 3 years ago, she was drowning in debt, working 2 jobs, and convinced she'd never break free. Today, she runs a 7-figure business. What changed wasn't her circumstances, it was her brain. In the next 30 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to rewire your mind for wealth, just like Sarah did. Here's what we're covering today that could completely transform your financial future. First, I'll reveal the 7 deadly brain patterns that are sabotaging your wealth. Patterns so subtle, you probably don't even know they exist. Then, we'll dive deep into the neuroscience behind rich brains versus poor brains, and trust me, the differences will shock you. I'll teach you 3 immediate brain reprogramming techniques that millionaires use daily. And finally, we'll analyze real case studies showing how ordinary people achieved extraordinary financial transformations in just 90 days. By the end of this video, you'll have the exact same mental toolkit that millionaires use to create wealth. So grab a notebook because we're going to do some powerful exercises together. Your brain didn't come with a manual, but it came preloaded with software. Some of this software serves you, and some of it sabotages you. The poverty program is a collection of unconscious beliefs, automatic reactions, and neural pathways that were installed during your childhood. Every time your parents argued about money, every time you heard, "We can't afford that," every time someone said rich people are greedy, your developing brain was taking notes. These experiences literally rewired your neural circuits, creating what neuroscientists call default mode networks. Think of them as mental highways that your thoughts automatically travel down. The problem is, these highways often lead to financial dead ends. But here's the incredible news. Thanks to neuroplasticity, your brain can be rewired at any age. Brain imaging studies using fMRI technology show that wealthy individuals have distinctly different neural activation patterns compared to those struggling financially. The rich brain shows increased activity in the prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for planning and decision-making, while showing decreased activation in the amygdala, the fear center. This isn't because they were born different, it's because they've trained their brains differently. Now, let's examine the 7 deadly brain patterns that keep people trapped in financial struggle. The first is scarcity thinking. This is when your brain constantly signals that there isn't enough, not enough money, not enough opportunities, not enough time. Here's a perfect example. Poor people often buy cheap products that break quickly, ending up spending more money in the long run. Why? Because their amygdala, the brain's alarm system, triggers intense fear responses when they see higher prices, even when those prices represent better value. The neural mechanism here is fascinating. When you operate from scarcity, your amygdala hijacks your prefrontal cortex, making it nearly impossible to think clearly about long-term financial benefits. The second pattern is fixed mindset thinking. This sounds like, "I'm just not good with money," or "rich people got lucky, I never will." The neuroscience here is crucial. People with growth mindsets show increased neural activity in areas associated with learning and adaptation, while fixed mindset individuals show decreased activity in these same regions. Let me give you a real example. 2 people see the same investment opportunity. The fixed mindset person thinks, "I don't understand investing, I'll probably lose money." The growth mindset person thinks, "I don't understand investing yet, but I can learn." Same opportunity, completely different neural processing, dramatically different outcomes. The third deadly pattern is instant gratification preference. This is your brain's inability to delay satisfaction for long-term gains. The famous Stanford marshmallow experiment revealed something profound. Children who could wait for a second marshmallow showed better life outcomes decades later, including higher incomes. What's happening in the brain? It's a battle between your prefrontal cortex, which handles long-term planning, and your limbic system, which demands immediate rewards. People with poor financial habits have weaker connections between these brain regions, making it neurologically difficult to save money or invest for the future. The fourth pattern is victim mentality. This manifests as external attribution, believing that success happens to other people due to luck, connections, or circumstances beyond your control. Psychologists call this external locus of control. Brain studies show that people with external locus of control have less activity in brain regions associated with goal-directed behavior and problem-solving. Successful people consistently show internal attribution patterns. They take responsibility for both their failures and successes, which activates neural pathways associated with agency and control. The fifth deadly pattern is perfectionism paralysis. This is when your brain's error monitoring system becomes so hyperactive that you can't take action without guarantees of success. The anterior cingulate cortex, responsible for detecting mistakes, goes into overdrive, flooding your system with anxiety whenever you consider taking financial risks. This neural pattern keeps people stuck in analysis paralysis, never starting the business, never making the investment, never taking the leap that could transform their finances. The sixth pattern is money shame. This is the deep-seated belief that wanting wealth is somehow immoral or selfish. Cultural programming varies dramatically. Some cultures celebrate wealth creation, while others view it with suspicion. When money shame is active, your brain literally treats thoughts about wealth as threats, activating stress responses that shut down creative and strategic thinking. This internal conflict creates what psychologists call cognitive dissonance, making it neurologically difficult to pursue financial goals with full commitment. The seventh and final deadly pattern is linear thinking. This is the inability to think beyond trading time for money. Your brain gets locked into linear equations. More hours equals more money. Harder work equals higher pay. But wealthy individuals have trained their brains to think exponentially. They understand leverage, systems, and multiplication rather than addition. The difference shows up in brain scans as increased activity in areas associated with abstract reasoning and pattern recognition. Now, let's explore what makes the wealthy brain different. Neuroimaging studies reveal fascinating structural and functional differences. The prefrontal cortex in financially successful individuals shows greater density and more robust connections. This brain region is responsible for executive function, planning, decision-making, and impulse control. The hippocampus, crucial for learning and memory, shows enhanced neuroplasticity in wealthy individuals, suggesting they're constantly adapting and learning from their experiences. Perhaps most importantly, the neural networks connecting different brain regions are more complex and efficient in wealthy brains, allowing for better integration of information and more sophisticated decision-making. The way wealthy people process risk is fundamentally different at the neural level. While average brains perceive risk as potential loss, wealthy brains have been rewired to perceive risk as potential opportunity. This isn't recklessness, it's sophisticated pattern recognition. Their brains have learned to quickly assess probability, calculate potential outcomes, and make decisions based on expected value rather than fear-based worst-case scenarios. Wealthy individuals also show different hormonal patterns. They have lower baseline cortisol levels, meaning less chronic stress, which allows for clearer thinking and better decision-making. Their dopamine systems are calibrated differently too. They get reward signals from progress and achievement rather than just immediate pleasures. Higher serotonin levels contribute to increased confidence and social dominance, traits strongly correlated with financial success. Now let's get practical with 3 powerful brain reprogramming techniques. The first technique is neural feedback training. This leverages neuroplasticity to literally rewire your brain for wealth. Here's how to do it. Every morning, spend 15 minutes in focused meditation while visualizing your financial goals in vivid detail. Don't just think about having money, engage all your senses. See yourself making confident financial decisions, feel the satisfaction of growing wealth, hear the conversations you'll have as a financially free person. The key is emotional intensity combined with repetition. Neuroscientists have discovered that visualizations with strong emotional content create new neural pathways faster than any other method. Combine this with carefully crafted affirmations that target your specific limiting beliefs instead of generic statements like, "I am rich." Use precise neural programming statements like, "I easily recognize and act on profitable opportunities," or "I make decisions that consistently increase my net worth." Practice this for 21 days. The minimum time required for neural pathway formation. The second technique is cognitive restructuring therapy. This is about identifying and challenging the automatic thoughts that sabotage your financial success. Here's a step-by-step process. First, become aware of your automatic financial thoughts. Throughout the day, notice what your brain says about money, opportunities, and your capabilities. Write these thoughts down without judgment. Second, examine the evidence. For each limiting thought, ask yourself, is this thought based on facts or fears? What evidence supports this belief? What evidence contradicts it? Third, create balanced alternatives. Replace "I never have enough money" with "I'm learning to manage my resources more effectively and create new income streams." The goal isn't blind optimism, it's realistic, evidence-based thinking that empowers action rather than paralysis. The third technique is behavioral shaping strategy. This works by creating micro-changes that gradually reprogram your neural patterns. Start with 3 daily wealth behaviors that take less than 5 minutes each. First, read financial news or educational content for 5 minutes daily. This gradually builds your financial knowledge and confidence. Second, track every expense for 1 week, then every income source the next week. This creates awareness and activates your brain's problem-solving networks. Third, visualize one specific financial goal for 3 minutes each evening before sleep. Your subconscious mind processes this information overnight, often generating insights and opportunities you wouldn't consciously consider. Environmental design is crucial too. Surround yourself with books, podcasts, and people that reinforce wealth-building mindsets. Your brain adapts to its environment, so make sure your environment supports your financial transformation. Let me share 3 powerful transformation case studies. Sarah, whom I mentioned earlier, was buried under $15,000 of credit card debt while working 2 jobs. Her poverty programming told her she was bad with money and would never get ahead. Using cognitive restructuring, she identified this as learned helplessness from her childhood, when her parents constantly fought about finances. She began challenging these thoughts with evidence. She successfully managed household budgets. She had skills that others valued. She could learn what she didn't know. Within 6 months, she started a side business using skills she already possessed. Her brain, no longer paralyzed by limiting beliefs, began recognizing opportunities everywhere. Today, her business generates multiple 7 figures annually. Marcus was a freelance designer whose income had plateaued at $60,000 for 5 years. His limiting belief was, "I don't deserve more than this," combined with "raising prices will lose me clients." Through neural feedback training, he visualized himself confidently commanding premium rates and delivering exceptional value. He practiced this visualization with intense emotion for 30 days. Simultaneously, he restructured his pricing based on value delivered rather than time spent. His brain, now programmed for higher self-worth, naturally began attracting higher-value clients within 12 months. His income tripled to over $180,000. Jennifer was a corporate manager who dreamed of starting her own consulting firm, but was paralyzed by uncertainty. Her fixed mindset told her, "I don't know how to run a business, and what if I fail?" Using behavioral shaping, she committed to learning one new business skill each week and connecting with one potential mentor each month. Her environment gradually shifted from corporate employee mindset to entrepreneurial thinking. She began seeing problems as opportunities and uncertainty as potential rather than threat. After 18 months of systematic brain reprogramming, she launched her consulting firm, which became profitable within 6 months and now generates more income than her previous corporate salary. The scientific research supporting these transformations is overwhelming. Harvard University conducted a 20-year longitudinal study following individuals with different mindset orientations. Those with growth mindsets earned significantly more over their careers and showed greater financial resilience during economic downturns. Stanford's neuroplasticity research demonstrates that adult brains can form new neural pathways throughout life, with the most dramatic changes occurring within the first 90 days of consistent practice. Wharton Business School's behavioral economics research reveals that people who consciously work on their financial psychology show measurably better investment returns and wealth accumulation compared to those who focus solely on technical financial strategies. The data is compelling. Individuals who undergo structured mindset training show 30% better financial outcomes compared to control groups. Success rates for achieving financial goals increase by over 50% when psychological factors are addressed alongside practical strategies. These aren't just correlations. Brain imaging studies show measurable changes in neural structure and function following consistent mindset work. Before we conclude, let me share some powerful tools you can start using immediately. I've created a comprehensive toolkit that includes a mindset assessment questionnaire to identify your specific limiting patterns, a 21-day brain reprogramming schedule with daily exercises, a wealth belief audit checklist to systematically examine and upgrade your financial programming, and a daily practice tracker to maintain consistency. You can download all of these resources for free using the link in the description below. I also recommend diving deeper into books like Mindset by Carol Dweck for understanding growth versus fixed mindset psychology, and The Neuroscience of Success by Mark Waldman for practical brain training techniques. Let's consolidate the key insights from everything we've covered. Your brain's programming, not your circumstances, determines your financial destiny. This programming was installed unconsciously during childhood and continues running automatically unless you take deliberate action to change it. The 7 deadly brain patterns: scarcity thinking, fixed mindset, instant gratification preference, victim mentality, perfectionism, paralysis, money, shame, and linear thinking, create predictable financial limitations. However, wealthy individuals have different neural patterns that can be learned and installed through consistent practice. The 3 core reprogramming techniques, neural feedback training, cognitive restructuring, and behavioral shaping, provide scientifically backed methods for transformation. Most importantly, these changes are possible for anyone willing to commit to the process. Your brain is incredibly adaptable, and financial transformation is achievable, regardless of your starting point. The most crucial insight is this: changing your mindset matters more than learning new financial strategies. You can know every investment technique, every business model, every money-making method, but if your underlying neural programming is sabotaging you, none of these strategies will work long-term. The wealthy understand this intuitively. They invest heavily in their psychology because they know it's the foundation everything else builds upon. The time to start is now, not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel ready. Your brain will always find reasons to delay, excuses to procrastinate, fears to justify inaction. This is exactly the poverty programming, trying to maintain its control. Every day you wait is another day. Your old neural patterns strengthen, and your financial dreams fade further into the distance. I'm curious to hear from you in the comments below. First question: which of the 7 deadly brain patterns resonated most strongly with you? Be honest about what you recognized in yourself. Second, share one specific limiting belief about money that you're committed to changing starting today. Write it out. There's power in making it conscious and public. Third, which of the 3 reprogramming techniques feels most actionable for you right now? Let's create a community of people supporting each other's financial transformation. Don't just watch this video and move on. Take action immediately. Subscribe to this channel if you want more content diving deep into the psychology of wealth and success. Hit the bell icon so you never miss new strategies that could transform your financial life. Share this video with friends or family members who are ready for a financial breakthrough. Sometimes the people we care about most need to hear these truths. Download the free toolkit using the link in the description and start your 21-day brain reprogramming journey today. Next week, I'm releasing a deep dive into the 7 thinking habits that separate millionaires from everyone else. We'll explore the specific mental routines, decision-making frameworks, and cognitive strategies that wealthy people use daily. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. Remember, wealth isn't about luck, inheritance, or circumstances beyond your control. Wealth begins in your mind, with the thoughts you think, the beliefs you hold, and the neural patterns you strengthen every single day. Your financial transformation starts now, with this moment, with this decision to reprogram your brain for abundance, rather than scarcity. The only question remaining is, are you ready to unlock the millionaire mind that's been waiting inside you all along?